Routes is there to help when you need to get from A to B in any area covered by eOceanic. It provides additional navigational guidance and tidal flow data to make your passages safer and more efficient. Don't get me wrong here, we are all about cruising and not racing, but no one wants their passages to be unnecessarily slow, with an uneasy feeling that there might be some overlooked hazards en route. Routes takes care of all of that for you, richly illustrated and complete with waypoints from well-established mariners. They come in many forms: coastal overviews, providing detailed considerations associated with the offshore passageways that lie between various havens; estuary and river runs, providing navigational details to access multiple havens contained within sizable bodies of water, such as rivers, lochs or estuaries that have free connection to the open sea; shortcuts and tidal strategies, providing for navigation and timing to work through convenient cuts and tideways; international routes, providing descriptions of optimal approaches and timings to sail between countries. But before we explore the various types of routes, let's show you how to gain access to routes in the application. Touch the menu icon or swipe from the left edge of the screen and touch Routes. You also have a shortcut option available from the homepage that takes you directly to the routes list. And as you see here, you will also be notified on this panel when new routes appear, and you can have them added by pressing the update button. Upon opening routes, you will see the list of eOceanic's routes presented with their summary views. The presented list will be the most relevant routes to you, as they are arranged in order of the closest waypoints contained to your current position. To view any route, simply touch the summary view of the route. We will touch on the local coastal description here, which presents the details of the immediate coastal area. Press back or List to return to the list of routes arranged by proximity again. The other way to view routes is to have them overlaid upon charts, which is a more logical view. To access charts, you can either navigate via the menu as normal or use the shortcut presented in the routes view to take you directly there. When within charts, go to Chart Settings and you will see you have two route icons side by side available. These are the icons for eOceanic's routes and your personal save routes. You can select to hide or display either of these as you wish. We will select to uncover the eOceanic routes. It is a simple toggle switch to display and then hide them once again. You can of course create and display your own routes. We show you how to do this in the Navigating with eOceanic tutorial, which we recommend you watch first, as it is the essential guide to getting started with eOceanic. Here, we are focused exclusively on introducing you to the routes that are provided by eOceanic. The published routes then appear as overlays on the chart. In areas where there are ample routes, this might appear a little cluttered by its nature. Likewise, if you zoom in, you see the waypoints better, and when you zoom out, the listed waypoints disappear, the route lines thereafter. So you need to zoom in and out to find the right bounds for the given area and the routes you are interested in. In this example, I'm anchored off the little island close to Kilmore Quay, and it is a busy corner. There is a route here to the Isles of Scilly that I am interested in. If I follow it down to the archipelago itself, it has multiple routes within it. This can appear very cluttered at first glance, owing to the numerous waypoint icons associated with its passageways. However, when you zoom in, the individual routes break apart to reveal themselves. When you want to view the details of any route, you simply touch and hold for a second any of the displayed waypoints. This provides a route information box headed by the title of the complete route. Beneath this is the waypoint lat long, with the option to copy the waypoint into the clipboard to share it. Any associated notes relating to the specific waypoint itself are listed beneath the lat long. Then the direction from it to the next waypoint and distance. As I've selected the first or end waypoint, depending on the direction of travel for this route, it only has one other waypoint to display. The Details button allows you to access the details of the complete route. The Set Course for route initiates navigation mode and sets this waypoint as the destination to converge upon the route and follow its listed track. The visual compass provides a convenient quick pointer to the direction and distance of the specific waypoint, much like you would use a hand-bearing compass when at sea. Finally, there is the Close button that closes the information box and returns you to the chart. We will touch the Details buttons here to see the route layout. What is the route is a summary overview of the route detailing its broad principles. Why sail this route explains why it is useful to adopt. It highlights its key features where other options exist, as there are other options here for approaching St. Mary's Sound, if not available at all states of the tide. The tidal overview and timer is a facility we add where tidal velocity is an important or dominant feature of navigation. So where practical, we provide live tide timers for your convenience. What are the navigational notes is where you will find the added eOceanic guidance and advice for the listed route. This information may fall before or after the listed waypoints or on both sides of it. The listed waypoints are the charted waypoints we have seen represented on the chart. You can touch any of them to enter directly into navigational mode to the selected waypoint. Beyond this, there may be further navigational details depending upon the layout and what is the best sailing time. And of course, last but not least, we always wish to give credit to the individual who made us aware of this route, which in this case happens to be yours truly, as in the summer, the Isles of Scilly make the most glorious stopover when passing between Ireland and the Channel. And of course, wherever you see the speaker icon, you can touch it to have that section read aloud.
What is the route? St. Mary's Road, at the heart of the Isles of Scilly, may be approached from seaward through 5 entrances.
This layout is tightly consistent across all of eOceanic routes. So once you've used one eOceanic route, you have the layout for each and every one thereafter. Let us select the route and see how we put it to work for us. So touch Charts to return to the chart view, and I will touch Recenter to reconnect the chart to my current position. So I'm tucked in behind Little Salty Island, and I want to drop down to the Isles of Scilly. If we look at the route to the Isles of Scilly, we see that it is set up for a passage from Kilmore Quay, which has a marina. The route's initial 2 waypoints marking 2 rock clusters, and the third keeping the vessel clear of foul ground off of Great Salty Island. The route passing all of these hazards on their northwest side, which in this particular case, approaching the route from the east, would have me unnecessarily having to pass through the first 2 rock groups to join the route. So what I actually want to do is join the route partway along. This is entirely possible as you can choose to join an eOceanic route upon any of its waypoints. So in this case, I will touch, for a little under a second, the outer Great Salty Island waypoint to open its toolbox. Now you can see this being an intermediate waypoint, it has 2 possible directions, unlike the previous St. Mary's commencement or endpoint, which only has a single onward direction. And the directions and distances to both of these alternates are listed. Likewise, when I choose the Set Course for Route to initiate navigation mode and join the route at this waypoint, it will ask me which way do I intend to proceed after converging with it so it can complete the route. In this case, I will select the southbound option and it immediately goes into navigation mode to the final destination close north of New Grimsby Harbour between Briar and Tresco. But as illustrated, because you can cut in at any waypoint, you do not have to use any route in its entirety, and some small sections of a route might be convenient. For instance, if you happen to be bound for Kilmore Quay from the west side of Great Salty, the short northern section of this route is more than serviceable of itself. It can be quickly picked up to pass these 3 sets of outline rock and line up the entrance into Kilmore Quay. The route can be just as easily initiated from the Details page. Simply find the waypoint you want to connect to, touch Go, and once again, touch Southbound, and you're navigating to that waypoint. Another way to find routes is via search, and the application provides 2 levels of search. The first is a quick title search that finds routes that have the text you input in their titles. This automatically commences once the 4th character is input into the search box without the need to touch Go. The latter then is the complete text search, which is executed when Go is pressed. This goes through the titles and the body text of the routes looking for the text matches, and it surfaces all the routes where the search word is mentioned. So let's touch search and activate it. And once I put in KILM of Kilmore here, the first quick title search is automatically triggered. You can see it has already narrowed the routes it displays to those that have Kilmore in the title. Now, if I put in Saltee, the little island close south of Kilmore that I'm anchored off here, there are no quick results for it. It is an uninhabited island that is not a notable destination, would never be noted in a title. But once I touch go, I find several in which the island is mentioned in the text. Of these, the coastal overview will be the first best option to find out local information. And these are the 3 ways you may actively discover appropriate routes outside of them being directly linked to from havens. By selecting routes from the menu or the homepage shortcut, and the routes being presented in order of their waypoint proximity. Visually selecting them from charts, and finally discover an associated route by searching for an associated place name. So let's conclude by looking at the 4 types of routes you will encounter as we go forward with eOceanic. Those of you who are already familiar with using eOceanic.com will soon see some changes to the routes that we plan to roll out. These are intended to make both the website and the application more useful. The first type of route we have are the coastal overviews. These provide detailed considerations associated with the offshore passages that lie between the various havens. They cater to the offshore politage involved in the passageways. Being so richly detailed and comprehensive, coastal routes can also serve as cruising guides for stretches of coast you are interested in exploring. This is further facilitated by having direct links to the various havens embedded, so all that is required is a touch to go back and forth between routes and havens. The intention with coastal descriptions is that the appropriate sections related to a planned passage be read in advance, so all considerations are surfaced. This is where the vast sweeps offered by small-scale paper charts are uniquely useful, as they provide a perfect place to pencil summary notes of any considerations. The navigational handover from routes to havens text occurs at the convergence icon, or when in chart mode at about the haven's initial fix. From the initial fix, the focus turns to the final approach to the targeted haven, with the initial fix being an accessible, or most likely, the optimal point from which to commence that final approach. Coastal descriptions currently cover long sweeps of coast. Going forward, expect to see coastal descriptions shortened to focus on shorter runs between principal headlands. This is in order to facilitate the provision of tidal timers on these primary tidal turn points, so you may have the benefit of immediate planning data for the tidal direction in these more focused areas. The second type of route you will soon see appearing are best entry-exit estuary and river runs. We will soon be rolling these out to locations that contain multiple havens within sizable bodies of water, such as rivers, lochs, or estuaries that have free connections to the open sea. This will replace the current approach, which is to select the topmost haven and link all the locations along the way to that to save unnecessary repetition of navigational detail. Going forward, we will be switching the pilotage in these bodies of waters from a topmost haven into a route and then linking the contained havens to that route with the best entry-exit icon. This will provide a more useful resource, as these bodies of water are usually subject to strong tides and can have lengthy, complex passageways. Combine the capabilities of tidal timers and pre-prepared sets of waypoints that can be deployed within routes will provide a much more effective resource in this context. Shortcuts and tidal strategies provide for navigation tidal data to work through convenient cuts, back eddies, and tideways. These are very straightforward and helpful coastal efficiencies that can cut miles of passages or make the most of a fair tide. Typical of this type of cut is navigating through Dursey Sound, for instance, which without some additional information and tidal data would be daunting to a newcomer. Or the use of an extraordinary current such as the one in the Irish Sea that is caused by the Atlantic tide wrapping around Ireland to converge and diverge at St. John's Point. This provides, as noted in the route, Irish Sea, Bangor to Dublin, either way with 12 hours of favourable tide. Without the knowledge and the right timing to avail of this useful conveyor belt, the experience could be more like a day of perplexion caused by no progress on account of a constant foul tide. The final type of route you can expect to encounter in the future are international routes, such as the safest and most comfortable route, Ireland to Spain. Presently, these are limited, but we intend to vastly increase international routes in the future. So don't be surprised to see many more international options in the future that provide descriptions of optimal approaches and timings to sail between countries. So that is eOceanic Routes, helping you find a great place to cruise and then pass from A to B to C safely and efficiently. Thank you for taking the time to learn how to make the most of eOceanic Routes.